Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisamthompson.com, and I have a question for you. Are you struggling with coming up with daily content for your audience? Well, pay close attention because in this video, I'm going to help you out by sharing with you some of my best tips. So let's get right to it. Now, it's really important that in this day and age, you are creating content on a daily basis because people's attention spans are very short these days. It's actually an attention span of 8 seconds or less. So if you're not out there in front of your audience on a daily basis, they're going to forget about you. Now, the big challenge is for most people when they first get started is, what am I going to come up with? It's like they have this writer's block or content block that keeps them from getting the content out there. So I'm going to share with you a real simple technique that has helped me over the past few years. And it's a concept I learned from my mentor and good friend Ray Higdon. This really changed my business when I first learned this back in 2013. It's called ILT, Invest, Learn, Teach. So what you're doing is you're investing time and or money in learning something, and then you're going to turn around and you're going to teach what you've learned to your audience. So what you want to do is spend some time, find out who are the big leaders and influencers are in your niche. Okay, do a little research, go on YouTube, go on Google, go on the podcasts like from iTunes, and find out who your leaders are. See if they've got podcasts, subscribe to their YouTube channels, be a fan of their pages, and watch whatever they're putting out for content. Watch it, listen to it, okay? I spend an average about 30 minutes a day doing some learning, okay? And I do it, and learning can be a very passive activity. I do a bulk of my learning when I'm commuting, okay? When I'm driving, I have podcasts on. Or when I'm working out, I have a podcast on what I'm listening. And what I do is when I'm listening to the content, I think, okay, what are the big things that my audience needs to learn about? And then I make note of that. I make mental note. Or if I'm, if I'm working out or I'm driving and I can't sit and take physical notes, I will make a mental note, and then the minute I have my car stopped or I'm done working out, I'll write it out. And then I'm going to do a Facebook Live on it, or I'm going to create a YouTube video on it. And I like doing that first because I have my notes right in front of me, and I can get that recorded and out quickly. And then I will go back later and I can repurpose it into a written blog post. But what I do with this, and this really helps as far as when you keep in mind who your audience is, what their big problems are, and when you're listening to your influencers and they're sharing some of their best tips and strategies, what you do then is you're going to take that and you're going to put it in your own words and tell people this is what you're learning, okay? You're taking them also on your journey as well. Now, some people think, well, isn't that plagiarizing? No, it's not. Consider this. Have you ever been at lunch or out to dinner and you've been out with some friends or family, or you're at a family gathering, and they come up and said, did you watch this documentary on XYZ? Okay, and they'll be like, you know what, man, I watched that. It was so amazing. Did you know that? And then they rattled off some facts and some things that they learned. Okay, and then you're going to be like, wow, I never knew that. Okay, now, did that person plagiarize that show or that documentary? Absolutely not. They just took it, they liked what they learned, and they're sharing it. And that's what you're doing here. You're giving credit. You're going to say, hey, I was listening to Grant Cardone's podcast the other day, and he was sharing 5 ways to set your goals this year. If you were really struggling with goal setting last year, you didn't reach your goals, here are some of the big takeaways that I learned, and then go boom, boom, boom. Now, another way you can do this as well is you can tie in what's going on with current events and make that and talk about how that can be applicable to your niche. So an example of this was back about about a month ago, okay, when that college admissions scandal broke out. That was kind of the big thing. Everyone was talking about it on social media and the news. And as I learned more about what happened there, I went and I did a video on it. I did a Facebook Live, and I said, you know, there are some important lessons here that we need to learn as entrepreneurs, where we have to, you know, there's no shortcuts to success. You're going to get success through hard work and not cheating. And so kind of talking about that, putting a current event into an appropriate context that can help your audience as well. So what you can also do too is you can find content if you are just checking out groceries at the grocery store. You can be looking, you know, a lot of times they put those magazines there at the checkout counter, and they put catchy headlines there. Go through as you're going through and waiting in the checkout line. You see any magazine titles that catch your eye, pick it up, look through there, okay? Make a mental note. Maybe you can find a copy of it online, and that can also be an idea for you for creating content. So there you are, my friends. Very simple way to create content on a daily basis. And when you do this on a daily basis, it is going to really help you get more exposure, okay? And if people aren't responding right away off the bat with your videos and that, don't worry. You're building your audience, because you have to be showing you're consistent. That's what your audience is looking for. They're looking for consistency, because if you're showing up every day serving your audience, they're eventually going to come and follow you. Just like in that great movie Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. So get in the habit of creating content on a daily basis. Don't worry about how many people are responding right off the bat. Get in the habit, because the more you do this, the better you get. And all of a sudden, you're never, ever going to run out of ideas for great content. So if you found this video valuable today, leave a comment and share. And if you're not on my newsletter, go to workwithdrlisathompson.com, fill in your email address, and I'll start sending to your email box my latest tips and strategies of how to grow a full-time income while working only part-time from home. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.